we're going to deconstruct something that seems super solid right now. What's this?
Cup.
It's a cup, isn't it? Do you guys, anybody want to argue? That's a cup. What is that?
Handle.
That's a handle. Okay, so now, a cup really is here in a certain respect. But what if we go looking for the cup? So let's try to do that. Let's try to find the cup. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can know the handle a little bit better. So I'm going to take this part. I'm going to analyze it. This is part of the deconstruction that we're going to do inside our own mind. So is that still a handle? It is, right?
Sure.
Anybody quibble? Right, Sharon, if I said, Sharon, I will give you $1,000 to pick up this cup by the handle, what would you do? You'd be like, woohoo, $1,000. Okay, so that's still a handle. So watch this, you guys. This is a handle. Handle, handle. Now what is this?
Still a handle.
Still a handle.
But not
Broken handle, not attached. Piece of paper. Come on, use your imagination, folks. What do you think? Butterfly, I love that answer. Right around Christmas time, people say that's a Christmas ornament. I've heard, and this was really, I've heard that it was a D. I've heard that it's a pretzel. Garbage, what?
angel.
An angel? Yeah, isn't that great? But let me tell you something, folks. If this is all of those things, it's none of those things. This was a handle. It did mean handle, but notice that it doesn't mean handle anymore. As soon as I took the part away from the whole, so this is a context, right? This is a relationship. Remember, we're talking about interactions, interdependencies. As soon as you do this, it immediately stops being a handle. The meaning goes away. Okay, so I'll hold on to that. But this is still a cup, right? Okay, so watch this. Now, where's the cup?
In your left hand.
Is that a cup?
No, that's the bottom of the cup.
Maybe. What's your name?
Lorraine.
Lorraine. So Lorraine, if you walked in here and you didn't know what was going on, and this was on the floor, hey Lorraine, how you doing? Lorraine, could you pick up the bottom of the cup for me? You'd be like, what are you talking about, right? So the reason you think this is the bottom of a cup is because you were sitting here when it was a cup. It's context, right? But right now, this really isn't anything, and that's not a cup either, is it? Notice I can hold all three parts. And if we look at all three parts, where's the cup? It doesn't exist in the parts, and notice it's not in the space around the parts. But if I want the cup to come back, okay, we have to do two things. Now, the first thing, everybody gets the first thing. We have to put the parts together. If I were Fred McMurray and this were Flubber, I would just go, and it would be exactly like it was before. Okay, some of you guys are going to be too old to get that analogy. I'm dating myself, right? But the second thing we all have to do for this to become a cup, not a lot of people get this one. The second thing you have to do in order for this to be a cup is you have to say so. And you said so before you got here. Long ago, when you were like a year and a half or two, your mom or dad, they'd say to you, look, this is a cup. And you go, cup. This is a cup. A cup. And then it got imprinted inside. And so every time you left the house and you said, cup, and then the whole life that you know, this is a cup, right? And so you thought this was a cup before I even said, what is this? It was already, that information came with you already. Okay, so now that's the way it works. The energy and information is already inside. It's already baked into the cake of who you are. And so when you wake up in the morning, there are sights and sounds. There are thoughts and there are sensations. And your mind-body network puts it all together instantaneously, and you're like, here I am. And the pattern of who you think you are makes itself. You don't have to try. It's doing it already. That sense of self that's there right now looking at me, your network is making it. All right, and so what we're going to do in this class is we're going to use deconstructive practice to begin to take that idea apart. If the idea contains elements that don't make you feel good or bring you closer to your highest potential, like if the idea is I am depressed, I'm sickly, I'm an angry person, I'm addicted, I've got an addictive personality. Well, let's see. Maybe those patterns have every reason for being there, but it's also true that if you deconstructed the pattern, if you got really clear and you started to watch the triggers, thoughts, and sensations, the act of watching changes the flow of the becoming. Okay? All right, great.